All right, Detroit Lions break a 6-game losing streak to the Seattle Seahawks on Monday night. I mean, Russell Wilson used to give us the business, and now Geno Smith. Something about them, whether it's Pete Carroll, Mike McDonald, but we got over it today. Funny thing, kind of some quick observations before we dig into it. Funny thing about it was third quarter, the offense figured it out and the defense faltered in the third quarter. And two of the reasons that was injuries. And for whatever reason, Seattle just got Aaron Glenn's number, whether he runs zone, man-to-man coverage, combination coverage, didn't really matter. They just couldn't sack Geno. But I think that last interception had a lot to do with Levi Onwuzurike landing that blow he landed that blow on Geno. He took a shot, and the reason that was a penalty was because he put his body weight on him. That's why there was a penalty, which is kind of crazy to me, but but nonetheless, man, they came out, took the ball. That was only the sixth time in Detroit Lion since Dan Campbell won the toss, since he been here 3 or 4 seasons, that they've took the ball and they came out and didn't go as planned. I think they had that play to Sam Laporta, or the play that Laporta, they checked down to him and it didn't do what it was supposed to do, and they gave the ball to Seattle. Defense came, made a stop, and ultimately Jared Goff was perfect tonight. I mean, so was St. Brown, 1 for 1 touchdown pass to Jared Goff. He's 18 for 18, 2 more completions. He would have had the Monday night record or the NFL record on Monday night or something like that. But nonetheless, they played a really good football game. Defensively, you've seen a little bit of James Houston. He jumped off sides a little bit. He got a pressure early in the game, I believe, or close to one. They put a lot of Onwuzurike on the edge. So, they beat up down there, man. And obviously a lot of people didn't like the bye coming as soon as it did for the Detroit Lions. But obviously it came at a great time for the Lions. I mean, they needed the rest. They got a lot of injuries. And then also Dallas is going to be without DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons for a couple games too. So it may work in their favor. Those are 2 hell of 5 players just in general, not just for the Dallas Cowboys, but Lions, they ran the ball today. 26 carries, between Montgomery and Gibbs. Gibbs went for 70. Montgomery went for 40. He had, really good catch early in the game, man. 40-yard catch. So, I mean, they did the damn thing. J-Mo was explosive, 80 yards on that, 70 on that one play. Tim Patrick had a big play across the middle. Laporta had a couple good plays, starting to get warmed up a little bit. You had the pick play on Brock Wright right after you had the pick play with Tyler Lockett. So, yeah, they spread the ball around, and it's hard to kind of key in who they're going to go to. And it's one thing, the thing that Seattle, the adjustment that Seattle offense made versus Detroit defense, they knew that Detroit lacked depth. They knew they lacked depth as far as with all the injuries. So one of the things that they actually did in Seattle was they sped things up. So they started to exhaust Detroit defense, knowing they was missing Davenport, knowing no Broderick Martin, I think it was somebody else is missing, no John Kaminsky. So they thin there. So they kind of went up, hurry up, and they kind of, went to like a semi no huddle, and they start, kind of stepping the pace up and running the football. And once they start running the football off pace, then they start throwing it off pace. So they start doing some zone beaters, some man beaters. So they start playing with a pace. They start playing with a pace. And when they start playing with a pace, that really put Detroit on his heels. Terrion Arnold, number 0, start holding a lot. He started holding, and that's one thing that's being an issue. In college, you can be a little handsy, believe it or not. In college, you could be a little bit handsy, but in professionals, they want the score points. They want to attract casual fans. So with them wanting to attract casual fans and wanting to score a lot of points, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know what I'm saying? With that being the case, you can't be as aggressive, with the receivers, but the receivers can be aggressive with you. So kind of crazy, right? But so he's gonna have to learn not to be so handsy. I know a lot of people want him out the game, but spent a high draft pick on him, first round pick. He had to learn through fire, and that's something that they got to work through him with. And then you got to ask yourself, okay, you can put Vitor in. I don't think Ennis Rackstraw kind of ready yet off the hamstring. So right now it's kind of crazy. And it was some atrocious tackling by Amick Robertson early in the game, but eventually he made up for it. Carlton Davis, he made up for it too. He had some bad plays. He had some bad plays in there, and but he made some really good plays. He dropped the pick, and he was battling with DK Metcalf, and on that little I don't know what it was, to be honest. I don't know what that play was. To be honest, what was that play? Like it looked like he did somewhat of a wheel. I wouldn't call it a wheel route. I don't know what they call that route. And he beat him. He beat him deep, and I think he just missed a touchdown on that one at DK Metcalf. So, and that was 1-on-1, and they tried to bait him, and the safety tried to bait the quarterback, but couldn't make it quick enough. So, Gino always, Gino always tearing us up. No diddy. He was 38 for 56. He only was sacked 3 times. He dropped back 56 times. You would take that. 1 TD, 1 interception. Felt like more than that, but Kenneth Walker had 3 TDs on the night. Gino ran for 38 yards. DK had, 104 yards. A lot of that came on that a couple chunk plays. And, Lockett always killing us. He had 61. Jackson Smith and Jigbu had 51. The backs had, Zarek Charbonnet had 39. Kenneth Walker had 36. Jake Bobo was owning Kerryon Arnold tonight with 30. So, they hit across the board. DK lost that fumble. Great hit by Jack Campbell. He's just such a football player. And then it was pretty much the turnovers. Goff took care of the football. Carlton Davis picked up the fumble on DK, and then Kirby Joseph closed it out with an amazing one-hand pick. And I think people starting to realize that he's one of the best safeties in football. And it was a play where they sent somebody off the edge to sack Gino, and he missed it. He missed the tackle, and I was just thinking, like, they really miss F.A. Melifano, because F.A. Melifano is a great blitzer for the Lions, and he gets them quarterbacks down, So they really miss Melifano's ability to disguise his blitz and his ability to be elite at blitzing the quarterback. So I think they really miss F.A. Melifano's ability, just to blitz. So, as the Lions get healthy, I don't know if Kaminsky going to come back. I doubt if Davenport come back, but as they get healthy, Broderick Martin, F.A. Melifano, as Ennis Rackstraw get back into the fold, as they get some of these guys back, it should get very interesting. But, Seattle was undefeated, and they pretty much spanked Seattle. But they spanked them by 13. So, and it should have been more than that, but a lot of guys stepped in. Rodrigo stepped in, for Derek Barnes. We won't see him for a long time. Amick Robertson had some nasty misses and tackles early in the game, but he made up for some big pass defenses, deflections. Carlton Davis, he made up for some big pass deflections. And I was wondering who number 12 was. He was kind of missing a few tackles. Brandon Joseph out there as well too, but he don't play that much. So, but my dog cleaning this. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, overall, man, defense made plays when they had to. No Brian Branch today, no Derek Barnes, obviously, for a while. No F.A. Melifano for for a while, for at least 4 more weeks. Reader got a sack in there, so they did what they had to do. And I'm just tired of seeing Aiden Hutchinson go out there and he get held all the time and they don't make the call. That's what I'm tired of seeing. Aiden Hutchinson go out there and he go out here and he get held and grabbed on every play, and they don't ever call nothing on him. So he have a lot more sacks if, they kind of pay attention not to hold him so much. But yeah, But it was a good game, and that they got over the third quarter. Third quarter, hump. But I think defensively they fell apart. Seattle just started saying, you know what, this defense is thin. They missing guys on the defensive line. They got new guys on the back end and all that. So we gonna go a little bit faster. So we're going to pick up the pace, and that's what they did, especially when you put in the defensive line of Anzarike, DJ Reader, Lee McNeil, and he had a little injury, and Josh Pascal. That's a bigger, and Aiden Hudson, that's a bigger defensive line. So why not just slow them? Let's tire them out, and they don't have depth. So, I think the bye came at a great time for him, but, Seattle made a great offensive adjustment. Defensively, they never made the adjustment, but when you get on that track, known as the Ford Field turf, and the Lions get to rolling, it's pretty much a wrap. You don't, just like their offense, you don't know who to key in. Can't really key in on J-Mo, can't just key on Laporta, can't just key on St. Brown. And once they kind of really started to get Tim Patrick in or Allen Robinson in the fold and Sam Laporta really get 100% healthy, they're going to be a dangerous football team offensively and defensively. It's just about who can they get back? Who can they get back? They'll get Broderick Martin back. They'll get Derek Barnes back eventually. They get F.A. Melifano back. They get Brian Branch back. They get Ennis Rackstraw back. And hopefully Terrion stop holding. So they'll get some guys back, So, that whole thing about it is, how do you implement some of them guys across the defensive line back, or do you go out there and try to trade for somebody? You don't know. But Seattle's a good football team. This was a tough Monday night game. They played here on, Sunday afternoons, but Monday night's a total beast and 6 straight losses. It's good to get over that hump. The Lions got a bye, so you won't see them next Thursday, Sunday, or Monday. But you'll see them in October 13th in Dallas, back in Dallas, to get over that hump. And, Dallas is on the struggle bus right now. I'm not sure who Dallas plays next, but Seattle actually plays. Let's see who they play next. They play New York Giants. So, in New York, former team on CBS 425 Sunday. I would expect them to win that game, especially Geno going back to New York on a short week. Giants are better than people anticipate. And obviously, we play Dallas in 2 weeks, October 13th. But Dallas is 2-2, 0-2 at home. I don't think that's probably going to hold up for too much longer. Well, and they got a hell of a run right here. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, right now, Dallas got Pittsburgh next Sunday night. So they got us yeah, that's Sunday night, right? I do want to go see the Joker. Yeah, that's Sunday night. So they got Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh defense showed that they're not human. Then they got us. They had Pittsburgh. They got us at home. They had 49er land, which 49er land and Steelers, that ain't as bad. How they playing and how unhealthy 49ers is. Then Atlanta, that's going to be tough, and Eagles and Houston. So it can get really ugly for them. So they'd be desperate, but us coming off the bye. But the Pittsburgh game is winnable for them. But yeah, they got a hell of a stretch right there. And then, we got Dallas after the bye, and, we won't see Minnesota to the end of the season. And now, the NFL kind of looking like geniuses, with that being said, because Minnesota looking like a whole beast out here. And I ain't mad about how they on the screen right there. Green Bay did actually come back. I woke up and I watched the Bama game Saturday. I took a, Epsom salt bath, one of them sleepy time ones, or I had the eucalyptus and I put the green alcohol in there. Man, I was sore. I did 8 workouts in 9 days, bro. Like, that was sore. So, I stayed up, was loose, relaxed, watched the Bama game. I woke up in the morning, looked at my phone, and said, well, Georgia took the lead. And I said, did Georgia win? And then Alabama came back and won. Same thing with the Minnesota game. I think I went bowling on Sunday. So I'm like, man, this game over with. So I'm about to go bowling. Went bowling. And I got back to the crib, or maybe it was Monday morning, and I seen that damn Green Bay almost came back and won the game. So Green Bay ain't to be played with neither. Like I said, they got a bunch of first-round picks across that defensive front seven and all around that defense. Lucas Van Ness was his name, Rashad Gary, Jair Alexander in the back end. They got first-round picks everywhere. So we'll see, man. But hey, check out Detroit Lions post-game reaction playlist. Check out Detroit Lions talk playlist. Don't forget, check out my other platforms. Goodfella TV is my main channel. That links in the link tree. Check out my free Game 89 channel. Check out the Patreon over at both of those channels, man. All those links in the description. You want to donate, share the video, subscribe to the channel, but Cash App, Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal links in the description and link tree. Find me on Instagram, Facebook, X, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Detroit Lions get a big win today, 29-42 over the Seattle Seahawks. Peace.